Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the My Virgo Friend podcast. I am your host, CheChe, and I'm so grateful to have you here for another episode of the My Virgo Friend. Thank you for your love and support. I have another amazing guest with me today, Miss Treasure Roberts.
Hi, you all. How you doing?
Hello, lovely.
Hey.
How are you?
Good.
I'm happy to have you here, my love. Here at the My Virgo Friend podcast, we always begin the episode with 4 deep breaths and listening to the sound bowl. So I'm going to go for like a quick guided meditation in through the nose and out through the mouth. So join me, everyone. Breathe in. Very nice, you guys. And let's take a sip of our beverage. Cheers, my dear.
Cheers.
What are you sipping on?
Okay, well, I'm trying to be productive, and I thought, why not have a nice, refreshing drink while also working on my gains and my fitness journey? So it's actually an iced protein shake, chocolate and peanut butter flavored.
Love chocolate and peanut butter. It's basically a Reese's in your mouth.
It is honestly a Reese's. I couldn't tell the difference.
And there we go. So again, Miss Treasure, thank you so much for your time, for being here. So I will just give the floor to you. Tell the people who you are.
All right, everyone. So my name is Treasure Roberts. I live in Orlando now. Clearly, I just moved here from Detroit, Michigan, probably about 5 months ago. I would say that I am in news media right now. I'm a journalist, and I'm enjoying it here. I'm liking all the people I've met, like yourself. It's some hot weather down here. It's very hot.
Sweltering heat.
Very hot. I just need to carry one of those electric fans around all day.
Yes.
But that's just a little bit about me. I'm a very fun-loving people person, love to have fun, daredevil, adventurous. What else can I say? Like to try new things. That's just a little bit about myself.
Oh, shoot. Well, now, Treasure, what is your sun sign? Your zodiac sign.
Is it Capricorn? Is that the
Capricorn?
Sun?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Do you happen to know your moon and rising sign by chance?
I don't know it. I don't know.
Okay.
How do I find out?
Well, there's calculators online, like y'all, if you Google like free natal chart, NATAL, free natal chart. I usually use the link. It says Astrolabe. It's like the second or third link that pops up. But I want to say Cafe Astrology has calculators, but there's different ones, and you just need to know your birth date, the time of your birth, and the location, so the city and state of your birth, and then it just pulls it right on up, and it's really interesting because it just gives insight into like how you process your emotions, how you come off to other people. And it's really important, like, if you feel like you don't resonate 100% or you don't really resonate at all with your sun sign, it may be because your moon or rising sign is opposing that. So it's very interesting.
Well, thank you for that tidbit. Cheers to that.
Cheers to that. My love, what do you know about being a Capricorn?
Okay, so I honestly think that I align very well with my Capricorn or my sun sign. Whenever I see the posts or I kind of read up on it, I'm like, wow, this is so me. Like, there are a lot of different aspects about a Capricorn and myself. I feel like we're very hardworking people. We like structure. We're grinders. Like, we hustle. We're about our business. I can say that sometimes if we're not comfortable in situations, we can be a bit quiet. We can kind of sit back and listen.
Reserved.
We are reserved. We have our guard up a lot. It's not easy for us to allow people in, when it comes to people like relationships. It takes a while for people to break down our barriers, but when they do break down our barriers, we are very loving and kind people.
Generous.
What else can I say? We are very hard on ourselves, we're almost like perfectionists. We want everything to be perfect.
Yeah.
We're our own worst critics and everything. So, I mean, I honestly, yeah, I think that I align pretty well with the sign. That all the things I named.
Oh, you nailed it.
The girl.
No. You definitely nailed it for sure. Because Earth energy in general is gonna be fixated on like stability energy. So building, grinding, earning money so you can build, so you can have more resources and stuff. And Capricorn is king of that. Like the Capricorns, I know they're very well put together, very beautiful, very aesthetically pleasing because they have nice things, because they work hard for those nice things. They're crossing their T's and dotting their I's. They have great work ethic. They're consistent. They're disciplined. Like they're competitive because they're so disciplined, So
you added that one. I totally forgot. I am a competitive gal. Okay.
Let's go.
Not really in a nasty way. I think that good competition is always good. I think a lot of times for me, competition in my head is more of motivation. It's not like better than you, that's not it at all. But when I see people doing good or doing something, I'm like, you know what, I need to do better.
Inspired by it.
I'm inspired by it. It makes me want to be better. And I always appreciate the people and what they're doing. But when I look at them, I'm like, Treasure, you gotta get on your grind. What are you doing? But that's also where the very hard on ourselves, that's where that overly critical part comes in, because oftentimes when I think, oh, I'm not doing what I should be doing, we're doing just fine. We just always think we got to do more.
And there you go. And it's funny that you say that, because Capricorn is symbolized by the goat. And, the goat is going up the mountain. And, it's like, even though they're reaching new heights, there's always a new level to get higher to, And when you break down goat, is what greatest of all time, right? And how does one become the greatest of all time? By excelling and doing their best and building that consistency and not giving up and having perseverance, like that of the Capricorn energy.
Yeah, exactly. I definitely agree with you, girl. I definitely agree with you. So it's always another level. But I think one message that I would give to my Capricorns and myself is, give yourself grace and be, you are doing a good job. You are doing okay. So instead of always trying to get to and see the next level and feel like, oh, I'm doing okay, but I'm not doing the best, I need to do more. Appreciate where you are. Appreciate how far you've come. Just, I know they say when you move forward, never look back, but just take a peek back real quick and see how far you come from however many years ago. That's my advice to people and to myself. I need to hear that more than anything, because a lot of times I'll be thinking I'm not doing my best, and I got to realize what I've been blessed with, like what I'm doing right now.
Exactly. Like, look how you've grown. Look how you've processed things since then. You're not the same person you was that time ago,
Exactly.
Absolutely. And so in regards to like just going back to having that sense of healthy competition, right? Like it reminds me of iron sharpens iron, right? Sometimes you need those people that are just going a little harder than you, because you may have those times where you're like in a rut and you just don't have that mental or emotional motivation. Like your why just isn't enough to pull yourself through. So then you're in the same energy space as other people that are consistent grinding, they're locked in, where they don't need so much emotional motivation. So it's very important to make sure that you're in energy spaces with people that you can bounce that energy off of, and it's iron sharpens iron.
Exactly. I believe that is very true. And that is why you will see most times my friend groups,
come on,
or any groups I hang with, they are like, we're all going for something. We all have goals. We're very goal oriented people, because if I ever am falling and I'm slipping and I'm in a rut and I'm like, I don't want to do it, I just want to lay on my couch, they can be like, no. You can sit down for a second, but get up.
Yeah.
Get up, ma'am. Or if I know that all my friends are on this level and they're, they're going to medical school, they're going to law school, they're, why I just want to be the one sitting on the couch doing nothing, But if I had friends that were all kind of just sitting on the couch doing nothing, and I try to get up, right? They'll come on. I'm like, girl, sit that down.
Now you're doing too much. Oh, now you think you're better than us because you can stand up? What's wrong with sitting down?
Exactly.
Why we got to move? Why we got to have more?
You got to be very mindful about, who you hang around. They can either pick you up or pull you down. So I'm very mindful about that.
And also, like, I'm sure we can all recall a time where we was in, you know, a circle, a space where you're the only one that's not that. So for example, like, you know, if it's a group of friends and they're all moms and you're the only one that's not a mom, yes, you may be comfortable with the friends, but there may be at some point where you don't feel as, you know, because you can't relate to that, you can't bond. Or if all your friends have money and you're broke, you know, or you don't have that level of money, there it's going to trigger an insecurity, you know. So just be mindful of like, are you the only one? You know, are you the only one that's not, and why? Because you don't want to continue to ignore those feelings and those hints from the universe to say, hey, you need to level up. It's time to do better. It's time to evolve, rather than be complacent and stuck, because then it may turn into resentment. It may turn into jealousy of your friends. It may turn into, you know, or you turn it inward, you know, where you become depressed and stagnant. And you know, the energy, it doesn't die, it just turns into something else.
Yeah, and you don't want to have jealous energy. You
Yeah.
don't want to, and I will say this, because nobody is perfect. I think at every point in a person's life, you may have been jealous, okay? But
Mm-hmm.
there's a difference between knowing that you feel some sort of jealousy and
Yeah.
sort of acting on it, and your mannerisms, your actions, your words,
Yeah.
or knowing that you feel some type of jealousy, taking the time to have some self-reflection, figure out why you feel that way, but also
Right.
realize how important your relationships are with these people, that you wouldn't want to ruin it by bringing in a jealous spirit, by bringing someone else down for no reason. So when you are jealous, that is
Mhm.
nobody else's problem but yours. I promise you. So
It's
that
just a
means
mirror.
if it's
Uh-huh.
your problem, you have to figure out how to take care of that. Don't
Exactly.
push that onto anybody else. It's not anybody else's fault. So, if I ever had times
Yes.
where I felt jealous of anything,
Mm-hmm.
I try to sit with my thoughts and I think, why do you feel this way? Okay, you feel this way, but is it that person's fault? No. So figure out how you cannot feel this way. And if this isn't happening for you right now, maybe it's just not for you right now. Timing is
Right.
everything. Maybe it's not your time right now.
Not now doesn't
Because
mean not
when
ever.
exactly, and when I want to win, when I'm winning, I want people to be there to support me. I want them to be happy for me. I don't want anybody
Yes.
sitting there like, mm,
Well, mm-hmm. Yeah, arms
so
folded.
she's winning again. I don't. That doesn't make anybody feel
I
good.
don't
That
have
doesn't
time
make
to validate you. This is about me
exactly.
right now.
And I don't know. Some people might feel good when others are jealous of them, but to be
Yeah.
totally honest, I look. You support me, I support you. I don't feel good when you are acting jealous. Like I'd rather us
No.
both be winning and we both cheersing. You feel me? Cheers.
Exactly. And come on, segue. Yes. She's on a roll, ladies and gentlemen. Get into the gems.
Get into it.
Get into the gems, okay?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes, because um damn, I was gonna say something, but like you put a nice bow on that. You put a nice bow on that. I love that. Okay, so going back to like having the healthy competition and stuff, right? Because clearly we see you are a woman, you are a black woman, okay, beautiful black woman. So it's no secret, it's no surprise that women in any spaces are treated less than they should, you know, compared to a male counterpart. So with you being a woman, being a black woman and working in media and communications journalism, what experience is that like, you know, with you just having this Capricorn energy of being resilient and hardworking and consistent, discipline, you know, all these positive traits and qualities which are very, you know, masculine energy, you know, the Capricorn energy, it is a feminine energy, but just having that work ethic, the discipline, all of that is very masculine energy. So being a woman and having that healthy energy sense of masculinity, how is that, like, how is that working in media journalism? And sorry, that's a long ass question. I'm rambling.
No, it's okay. I was able to dissect it.
Yeah.
I can't speak for everyone, but I personally, I believe that my work environment is amazing.
Yeah.
I think that we are all equal. I think that I love all of my coworkers,
Yeah.
and I've never had an issue really with that in any past workplaces that I've been in so far. So
Yeah.
whether you're a man, whether you're a woman, whether you're 50 or whether you're 25, we are treated the same. We are treated with
Mhm.
respect. We do some of the same jobs. And, I guess I have the people that I work with to thank for that and my management
Yeah.
to thank for that. for cultivating spaces that are solely meant to elevate and lift each other, and work towards one goal, which is producing the news for the people. And that's what we're most worried about. Nobody's worried about, oh, look at this woman, she can't do that job, or look at this man. We don't worry about that. So I'm blessed for that. I can't, like I said, I can't speak for everybody. So I'm having a good time with that.
Yes. So okay, with you, having the Capricorn energy, I believe you mentioned like it's hard for people to kind of break down those walls, so those emotional walls, and like get to you. So you there's, I would imagine, having a thick skin and needing to have a thick skin, being in journalism, and because there's a lot of tragedy and trauma that goes on, so how is that for you, like working in journalism and having to manage that?
Yeah, you have to have thick skin in this industry. It is what it is, for multiple reasons. A lot of times what they say about journalism and journalists, like they say journalism isn't for the faint of heart, because of the things that you will experience, the things that you will see firsthand, the people you will talk to that are in extreme pain, the people who just lost their son, the people who just lost a family in a burning house, the people who just lost someone in a shooting. And these are things that I see all the time, because I do a lot of breaking news, and I definitely go to a lot of different scenes where there's death involved. And so I would say for that isn't really tough skin that you need to have. What you need to be able to do is somehow find a way to separate, what you're taking in on the job from your everyday life. You have to find a way, because if you take everything home with you, you won't be okay. But the thing is though, it's hard because you're human, right?
Right. You're gonna feel it.
You're gonna feel it. Some people may be really good at it and they don't feel too much, or they are able to just go home, walk away as if the workday is over. And and that's okay. I think that's good for your mental health. But sometimes some stories, they linger with you. And I've definitely had stories linger with me, not even all the things that have happened here, even things that have happened at my old job. I know one thing I can just say, for instance, was so sad because it was in the heat of the pandemic. We were all just, broken because it was a lot of going on, a lot of tragedies, pandemic wise, race wise, all of this different stuff. And I know one story that I just couldn't shake off of me was the fact that this 8-year-old boy was killed, because I guess a gun was mishandled. And what was most sad about it, I won't say, I think the shootings and death is always sad. But what was most sad about this story wasn't the shooting per se. It was the way that the family had to have the funeral. Because in the pandemic, you can have big gatherings. So they had an 8-year-old boy in a casket at a window at a funeral home. And all you could do was literally either drive past the window or walk by it,
No.
And just exactly imagine being like, friends of the family, or even, family that may have come in from town, and you can't even gather. You have to see someone through a window, an 8-year-old boy. And I didn't expect it. Like, I knew I was going there to talk to the family about, the tragedy and, console them. But I wasn't mentally prepared for what I was going to see when I went to that window.
Right.
So it's stuff like that where you just have to really take good care of your mental health on the back end. That's something that, I preach about. I don't do the best with, but I'm trying. I would definitely suggest therapy, coming home, pressing, reading something, taking your mind away from the day.
But the body.
Exactly. So in that instance, being a journalist, you have to be able to compartmentalize. You have to be able to, do hard things, talk to people when they're
Disassociate.
at their lowest.
Yeah,
Yes.
on the spot.
Uh-huh. And then when it comes to, and that's a skill, let me tell you, it's not easy. It's never easy to go up
Yeah.
to a hurting person. You kind of have to feel, you have to, you know how they say, read the room.
Yeah.
You have to kind of feel the situation out.
Mhm.
Sometimes it might not be the right time. Sometimes you give them time. If
Mhm.
you feel like it's not the right time to go up, you know, don't just be like, excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me, can I? No.
Right. No.
You have to give them time. You know, you have to be human with them, you know.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I try to do, is I try to be human with them and talk to them as a human, instead of coming and pushing like a camera or a mic in their face immediately, you
Yeah.
know. But on the other hand, when it comes to tough skin, now we're like, we're everybody's watching us. I feel like we're behind, like we're in like a fish tank. I might be using that metaphor wrong, but you know, like the fish is in the fish tank and everybody's watching
Yes.
on the outside. I
Uh-huh.
feel like kind of that's how we are. So everybody's watching us.
Mhm.
And a lot of times people who are watching us, whether that's just watching we put on social media or watching us on TV, they do critique us, you know?
Yeah.
It
Under
could
a
be
microscope.
it could be the way we told a story, it could be the way we said a word. It could even be the fact that we wore pants instead of a dress, or our
Mhm.
makeup looks too, you
Oh,
know,
it's two-tone.
out there, too, you know.
Too bold.
So yeah, or you know, I don't even know, did I just mention hair? Like if we change our hair, if it's so yeah, you gotta have tough skin. You might get some nasty messages, you might
Mhm.
get some just downright hateful messages, and I just sometimes I just look at it like, you really took time
They took
out of
time,
your day
thought, and energy, and they're hoping that other people hype them up.
to say that, but you just gotta ignore it. Don't let it get you riled up, because you know you don't want to lose your job over, you know, a quick gratification, which might be responding to them, you know.
Right.
Sometimes you can respond with professionalism. You know, if you really want to educate people, you can do that. Sometimes I
Yes.
just choose to ignore it though, because people are always going to be negative. But in the midst of all the negative, I like to look for the positive stuff. You
Uh-huh.
know,
It's
but a
in
lot of
there.
times, yeah, a lot of times what we do as people though, we look for the negative. It's weird. Sometimes we really, oh, somebody told us we did such a good job, and then we harp so much on the one person that said, you're terrible. You know.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And like one thing that helps me kind of like stay focused on, focusing on what matters rather than get so consumed by what other people say or think, is just knowing your intention, know why you did what you did, because then no one else can tell you about yourself if you know exactly why you're doing it or why you did it.
Right. Okay. Yes, exactly. And I believe that. I believe that.
hmm So you mentioned in regards to like just having that high level of scrutiny being in media, and you mentioned hair like being one of the things that would be critiqued. Would you mind sharing your story regarding that?
Okay. Well, yes, I'll give you all a little background.
hmm
So right now you can see my hair is straight.
Yeah.
Sometimes I want to wear it like this, you know,
hmm
if I want to put on a little wig, a nice straight wig, or if I want to wear my hair, you know,
Yeah.
in braids, I do that.
hmm
If I want to wear my natural hair out, I do that.
Versatility.
Um,
Okay. She's
Versatility.
serving
But
looks.
but not everybody agrees with it.
hmm
Why? I don't know. I think people have a hard time accepting change or accepting things that they're unfamiliar with.
Yeah.
But what I will say is, I think it was back in 2018, maybe I can't remember the year. Um, but I, well, let's just start here. About a year ago, I went viral on social media,
hmm
and it's because I posted a photo of me in an old newsroom that I worked at in Illinois. Excuse me. And I wrote on the tweet that I posted with the photo, you know, this is my first time wearing braids on air. I remember when like a news director told me that I wasn't going to get a job with braids in my hair. Well, you
hmm
know, look at me now type of thing. Braids are
Yes.
professional. And
Uh-huh.
so I posted that as a celebratory tweet, you know, because back when he told me that I wasn't going to get a job, I was defeated,
Yeah.
because I showed him basically a newsreel, which is a compilation of videos of your work. And that's what we use to get jobs. We send it to managers.
Right.
And the fact that you totally looked over my skill and talent, you know, straight to how my hair was,
Right.
and told me that I should take that clip out and all, I was just like, wow, like,
nitpicking, just
you
looking for
know,
something, right?
why? So I was a little defeated by that, but then I was uplifted by a few others after the fact. And then after receiving that uplift, I decided, you know what? I'm not going to listen to that person. I'm going to keep this clip in my newsreel with my braids on. And for a little background, in that particular clip, I was actually in South Africa reporting in front of a moving protest. So it was a
Wow.
very active video and I had the
Yeah.
braids. So I thought it was pretty good. So I
Yes.
kept it in there and I kept applying for jobs and I ended up getting a job with that clip still in the newsreel.
And they're
And
staying
so
true to you.
you stand true to me. And sometimes it's hard because people might make you feel like you are not good enough or you do not fit because of so and so things.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see why it's hard for us to stay true to ourselves because we want our jobs, we want this, we want that.
You want to be a team player, you want to do the
Yeah,
right things, but at the same time,
exactly.
don't nitpick at me of the things that don't matter.
Right. But what I do appreciate is workplaces that are very much so supportive,
Yeah.
like mine, very much so supportive of being who you are. And the fact that society is shifting and changing in terms of years ago, you would never see anybody on air with braids ever. You always saw
Yeah.
straight hair, but now people are wearing afros, they're wearing braids, they're wearing crochet,
Mm-hmm.
they're wearing locks.
Yes.
It's changing. But so at the station in Illinois, maybe a year in, I decided to get the braids. I was like, now I just want to wear braids on air, like in the real
Swing them
professional
like
industry.
Beyonce. Yes.
Mhm. And I got them. That's when I took that photo. I posted that tweet
Mm-hmm.
and I ended up going viral. Like I did not expect that. And I can't even tell you how many times I've said the same thing. I've told this story so many times, but I literally went to sleep, woke up, and I was like, my phone is just like it's just
Going off.
going off. And I
Yes.
was like, what is going on?
What
Next
do
thing you
you
know,
want?
everybody is retweeting, everybody is commenting. I have people reaching out to me for interviews, like at Good Morning America, the Today
Yeah.
Show, AJ Plus, all these different news outlets, and it felt good, and not necessarily to be in the spotlight more so, but to make change, to feel like you are contributing to the change that's being made in society, to feel
Mm-hmm.
like you are inspiring people, to feel like you are motivating people to be who they are,
Yeah.
um, just to show people I've experienced what you've experienced, to represent. Representation matters, to show people that if I can do it, you can do it. So there was just a
Yes.
lot of different feelings that came with that, and I was really, you know, kind of got a little emotional to see it pan out that way.
Yeah.
Even little kids like,
Yeah. The
oh
little
my God.
girls.
Yeah. So I love
The
that, but
babies.
that's pretty much what happened there. And
Mm-hmm.
I guess at the end of the day, I'm actually grateful that the news director told me I wasn't going to get a job. What's funny? You
Yeah.
never know what something in your life like that has
Mm-hmm.
happened years ago, how it'll impact you years from now. Like
That defining
something that
moment.
wasn't good might impact you in the best way later on.
Yes. Like it's a catalyst moment. you
Exactly.
know it's the because most people, especially like creatives, there's going to be some type of opposition where like you have this dream, you have this idea, you voice it maybe to the wrong person in a sense because they're just spewing out defeat and, oh my gosh, that's impossible, why would you do that, you should do something else. They just don't see the vision the way you do. And some people listen and let their dreams die in there, but for most people that are successful and doing things they love, they had that moment of opposition and they still went full force with it. You have
Yes.
to.
And listen, everybody, you can't share your vision with everybody. Just
Come
like you
on.
can't share
Speak on
glasses
it.
with everybody. Everybody
Speak.
got a different prescription. Some people don't even
Yes.
wear glasses. Some people wear. So that I just like to use that. Like, if can you see out of my glasses? Probably
Right.
not.
Can you walk in these shoes? Probably
Probably not.
not.
And just because you can't see the vision doesn't mean that it won't happen for me. Never
Right.
let somebody tell you or talk you out of something. And a lot of times that's why sometimes you should just do it on your own. And then
Yeah.
when it's done, you come out and say it.
Yeah.
Instead of even just telling people about it, just do it. Just
Let's
show them.
talk more action.
Mm-hmm.
Because like, yes, it's good to talk things through. Like it's good to like voice your ideas out loud to
Yeah.
yourself just to kind of, just hear how it sounds. But not everybody's gonna have like the same instinct, or the same
Yeah.
not intuition, but intention. That's the other I word. The same intention as you. And it may be intentional, it may not, but at the end of the day, you can depend on you. Like, you're the one ultimately that is going to take the action. Like, you can tell as many people as you want, you can get advice from many people as you want, but ultimately it's going to be you that has to do the work. So why go through all those middlemen when it really doesn't matter?
Yes, I definitely agree with that.
Handle
And
it.
that's something that I'm working on too in terms of making decisions. A lot of times I want to bring
Yes.
everybody in, but then everybody has a different opinion. And now
Yes,
I'm more
stressing me
confused
out.
than I was before I brought y'all into the situation.
Right. Y'all supposed to
So
help me
now
get clarity. Now I'm even more confused.
I am very confused. No clarity here. So you got
Mhm.
to just kind of learn to trust yourself. I won't say don't talk to anyone. If you're going to talk
Right.
to somebody, talk to someone you know who's open-minded and is open to listening and understanding you rather than just responding. Talk to
Right.
somebody who will support you, even if they don't agree totally.
Yes.
Those are the type of people you want to talk to about your visions, not the
And
people who are closed-minded.
mhm.
It may have not walked the same path you have.
Right. And support you doesn't equal yes men either. Like sometimes supporting you is checking you. Sometimes supporting you is holding you accountable and telling you things you
True,
necessarily don't want to hear, but need to hear just to get over that
true,
hump and make true evolution. So don't just
true.
also go around people that is gonna hype you up, say, yeah, yeah, yeah. But like, hype me up with reason. Like, like make sure I'm doing the grit and the grind. You know what I'm saying? Like make sure it's both sides that we're looking at. And it's funny that we're talking about that because Gemini season is all about duality and just seeing both sides of things. But yeah, you want to make sure that you have people in your circle that's gonna, be that iron sharpens iron moment. Give you that energy, give you that motivation, hold you accountable, support you, but also call you out on your stuff.
Oh, trust. I am that friend too. I
Oh,
am that
Capricorn
friend. My
Queen.
friends hate to see it. I
Uh,
will listen. I will
Go
tell you
on.
what you don't want to hear in a second. And they be like, "CheChe, this is why we don't come to you." Well, maybe you should come to me more.
But then they keep coming back. Cause deep
uh,
down they like it, they appreciate it. It may hurt or sting a little bit, but they appreciate it. Do you have an example of like just giving that, serving it the truth hard, or not hard, but nice and cold, straight up?
I mean, honestly, and I'm gonna be very vague, but just the easiest thing to say is maybe in terms of people's relationships when
Mm,
they might come to me with something and I smell it from a mile away. I'm like, nope,
that's not the one.
no,
This ain't it.
nope, it's not it.
Hmm. And that's
Simply,
okay.
plainly, I'm gonna let you know this is what you should do. I know at the end of the day you're gonna do what you want to do. This
Right.
is what you should do. And I've had to help a lot of different people with this. And the thing is, they end up doing what they want to do, and then
Anyway.
they find out for themselves. Sometimes people just want to see for themselves, and
Yes.
you can't help that. But I am definitely that person. Or if somebody's just like I've done it a lot of times. I honestly I can't even
Come on,
give
Earth
you one
friend.
great example. And people always tell me, like, I've even had one of my friends
Hmm.
tell me like, oh, Treasure, I hate coming to you, but I know you always right.
That's
So
right.
like literally like just recently, I'm like,
Hmm.
well, I
Exactly.
mean, you came to me, so what you want to do? You want to be held accountable, or you want me to be like, yeah, go ahead, sure, of course.
Like
What's the worst that can
everybody
happen?
needs an earth sign friend to keep it real, to get down to the
Hold y'all.
bottom.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Exactly. Keep y'all down to earth. You know what I'm saying? Keep
Mm,
y'all be up here, heads floating in the sky.
yes.
Nah, nah, nah. Y'all, let me bring you
Bring,
down. Let me.
bring me back down to earth now. Damn,
Right.
what was I gonna say about damn, I keep having these ideas on the tip of my tongue and then they freaking leave me.
Take your time. Take your time.
No, you fine, you fine. It was gonna be like about earth sign friends. Dog, it literally just left me. It'll come back if it's important. So in
Okay.
regards to you being, the Capricorn friend, people that can depend on you for, being hardworking, coming through, following through on the plan? Like, are you considered like the travel friend amongst friends? Yeah, you're gonna have your ducks in a row and your money saved. The days are
Listen.
taken off. You're gonna have the nice attire. You're gonna have all the things you need. The passport has been updated.
Yes. Yes.
You have the pesos.
Yes. How about that? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. And I'm also becoming the friend that's like, oh, y'all not really down. Y'all playing around. All right, I'm going without you.
And there we go.
I've been in too many situations where I want to go somewhere. People like, oh, okay, let me, okay, I'm gonna let you know. Or, okay, yeah, we want to, like, I've been in big groups. Yeah. And, I think one time last year, and it wasn't even the trip that I planned. Someone else planned it. We had about 15 or so people. Not last year. It was the year that we could travel. Well, 2019.
19, yeah.
Like, they're like, y'all want to go to Greece? Everybody was like, yeah, we down. Let's go to Greece.
Santorini so bad. That's one of my bucket lists.
Yes. We actually went. We went to Mykonos.
Yes. Mykonos. Mykanos.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And so I was excited. I was down. When I say I'm down, I'm serious. I'm not going to tell you I'm going if I'm not. If I'm not going, I'm probably going to say, I'll let you know.
Right.
That's my way.
Don't ask me anymore.
Right. So it gets down to it. The group leader puts in the prices, the dates. Everybody started dropping like flies. Like everybody said, oh, sorry, I can't come because, oh, sorry, I can't come. Oh, and guess what? Out of this big group of people, we're started with like 15 plus that want to go. Guess how many people ended up going?
I'm going to go with 8.
Nope.
3.
No.
1.
2.
What?
Just me and the group leader. Just me and the group leader.
What?
And guess what? Me and the group leader are also going to take another trip this year with just us.
That's right. Just y'all two. And then if you serious about coming, then make your accommodations and we'll meet you there. But we're not going to be stressed out waiting on y'all going back and forth.
Exactly. So, but yeah, no, I like traveling with people. I mean, I just wish more people would be down and ready, but I don't judge people for that because listen, everybody has their own issues. People might not have their money aligned. People might have other stuff that, if you can't go, it's okay. But, I want to go. So I'm going to find a way to go. But I also am trying to be I'm getting more into finances right now. I'm trying to budget more. I'm trying to build financial wealth. Financial freedom. Sorry. And I'm glad I started thinking about it now. I feel like I thought about it a little later, but it's better now than never.
Yeah, exactly. Start sometime.
Exactly. So those are some things that I think you mentioned, like having your money together. So, and I have a travel account. It's empty right now because I've already paid for so many plane tickets.
Yeah.
But
come on.
I have a vacation account where I try to put money because vacation is important to me. I love traveling. I've been to South Africa. I've been to India. Like I've been to
this is affirmation right here, y'all. These are affirmations. I've been to India. I've been to Africa.
Yeah, I've been to a good amount of places.
Greece too.
I haven't been to too many. I mean, for you all down in Florida, I'm not sure how much you all consider. I mean, Canada is a country, but I'm not sure how much you all consider it. Like, oh, it's another country.
But still, yeah.
Do you all? Do you all? Sorry about that. Because I know in Michigan, we it's so close to us that it's like, oh, it's just right down the street. We could just drive over there.
No, it's like, it's a whole different country.
Yeah, but no, I've been to a good amount of places, even just around the US, but I want to go to more places. And I can't, the more I wait for people, the less I'm going to be able to do,
Speak on it. That is an affirmation, a word. Ding the bells. Did y'all hear that? Can you repeat that, Treasure? Did you catch it, y'all? It was something to the effect like the more I wait on people.
What did I say total? I said,
it was like the more
less I'm going to be able to do.
Yes. And you know what? I think it's so cool that, yes, you went with the other, the travel leader or whatever, but I'm sure there were times you were by yourself in Greece, and it's all because you still decided to follow through on a plan that you initially set, regardless of other people are there or not. You're traveling by yourself. And I talked about a couple weeks ago where I went out to eat, out to dinner by myself. And it was such a big deal to me because that's just something I don't do. Like if I need to eat, I'm gonna get some groceries or get some fast food, but I'm not gonna go out and dine by myself, so it was just like a little challenge for me to say like, okay, why don't you do this? Why don't you enjoy doing things by yourself more? So here you are planning a whole trip, like, regardless if I have someone with me or not, this is a priority to me. This is something I want to do, and I can't allow life to pass me by, still waiting to see who's going to be ready to go when I'm ready to go. So I commend you, Treasure.
Mhm.
That's amazing. That's inspiring. Cheers.
Cheers to that. Cheers. And
That's
I will say since you mentioned that, I think getting time to know yourself, spending time with yourself,
yeah,
very important for a lot of different reasons. Sometimes people may not spend a lot of time with themselves. They might not even know who they are without another person, because
truly.
they are always with another person. And
Yes.
so they might
It's their
even be putting on,
identity.
so you never know. So
Hmm.
I definitely enjoy, I love people. I'm a people person. I think that
Yes, you
honestly,
are.
I have more fun when I'm with people. So
Yeah.
like in big settings, like adventures, trips,
Yeah.
but I also do see the value in, being alone. I've had times, like I think a couple weeks
Solitude.
ago, I literally just drove. I had like a whole day to myself. I drove to City Walk,
Yeah.
down there at Universal Studios. I went in by myself, walked around by myself, went to a restaurant, sat down for an hour and a half, ate and had a drink by myself.
Yeah.
I did it all by myself
I've never done
and
that.
read my book, and so for some people, it's really hard to do that. Some
Yeah.
people can't even think of the thought of even eating alone at a table, without
Hmm.
feeling like weird or, but I just
Somebody's
say,
laughing at them.
yeah, keep trying. If people are judging, whatever, like I don't care what people got to say.
Because they're not going to say
So
it to your
it's just
face.
never. But I definitely recommend that, like a self-care day. Go
Hmm.
take yourself shopping. Go get your toes done. Just listen to your music. Read a book. Take a run by yourself. Sit outside on
Yes.
the bench. Watch the sunset by yourself. You'll realize
Yes.
how much peace there is. And you'll just learn about you. You'll learn, what are you thinking at that time? How are you feeling at that time?
And
And one thing I
another,
do like to say too. Oh,
uh-huh.
go ahead.
No, no, no. I was gonna say, and another reason why you want to do these things too, because you want to stay ready so you don't have to get ready. For example, if you're not getting your nails and stuff done because you ain't got nobody to impress, so called right now, but then you meet the person you love and you got these raggedy nails, like I do right now, damn it. You may have these raggedy nails, or you not see, look at me. Look at you.
Ah, gotta have mine done.
You know what I'm saying?
Gotta
Like
have.
you need to be ready. You know what I'm saying? Like already start putting yourself polished and well put together as if you was to meet that person today, because you don't want to meet them when you're half ass, giving half energy, giving half effort to yourself, because we're all deserving and worthy of so much more. We're worthy and deserving of our highest self, showing up as our highest self. So if you go ahead and start doing things alone, enjoying your solitude, you're not necessarily lonely when you're alone. It's all on how you make it. But if you start enjoying the solitude and doing the things, learning about yourself, like you said, putting yourself in those spaces to meet people. Maybe you've never gone to a cigar bar. You want to try a cigar bar, hell, and then you may meet somebody else there that likes cigars and he fine as hell or she fine as hell. You know what I'm saying? Something can happen, but all because you put yourself in that space and you allowed yourself to be vulnerable. There's beauty in vulnerability. And it's the
It,
bravery,
it,
it's inspiring.
oh, it's honestly, I saw a quote that said, well, I think this actually might be a little different. I think it was geared toward men, but when people think that sensitivity and crying is weakness,
Uh-huh.
I think that people who cry and show their sensitivity are strong, because I think it takes strength to
Yes.
do that. I
Mm-hmm.
think people try to hold it in more and they think that holding it in means you're strong. What really makes you strong in my eyes is you are strong enough to open up and show me that you're hurting. You
Open to
know,
judgment.
um,
Yeah.
yeah, and that takes a lot. I was one of those people who didn't like to show my emotions. I would act like I was always fine. I was always good. I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't always good.
I'm
I always
fine,
act like
really.
I didn't cry. And
Mm-hmm.
now I've become a little more emotional over time. And it's a lot of times it's funny, or it's not funny, but it's like, I don't know if you noticed, but a lot of times when we cry, we apologize.
Yes.
We say, I'm
Wow.
sorry. It's
Uh-huh.
interesting. Like we're doing someone a disservice because we're crying. But I think it's because we have this perception that we're not supposed to be doing it.
Right.
Like it makes us look bad. We
Keep
look
that to
bad for it.
yourself, or you're
Yeah,
doing it for attention too.
yeah, because people have been told that. But one thing I wanted to add before even that transition is
Yeah.
you talked about staying ready so you don't got to get ready and doing it for yourself instead of for somebody else. I think that's a good point, because even in that sense, you really do want to be doing things for you and not for someone else. But also when it comes to like being with other people, whether that is friends or whether that is like monogamous or like a relationship or something, you know, you want to be okay on your own before you go trying to get with somebody else.
Yes,
okay?
You didn't make me better. I was better for me.
And you cannot, no one can make, you have to make yourself happy.
Yes.
You cannot depend on a friend, on the person you're dating to make you happy. That won't work.
No.
Because I feel like ultimately you're going to be dragging that person down. You have to be able to make yourself happy. And I think that that person should contribute to your happiness. There will be days where you're unhappy. Yes, we are human. And then sometimes when you're 30, they might have to be 70, you know, on some days, but it shouldn't be that overall. So I think that's important when it comes to getting to know yourself. Get to know what makes you happy alone. So when I ask you, or someone asks you, what makes you happy? Oh, just being with my bae, like that makes me happy. But what makes you happy?
You
alone,
aside from them. Yeah.
Because what if that person isn't always going to be there?
Exactly.
Then are you going to be unhappy for the rest of your life? You know?
Yeah. And it's like there's going to be a dependency created for that person to always show up for you, to always give you 110%. Well, what if they just don't have to give it? You know, it's selfish to expect someone else to make you happy, especially if you don't know what makes you happy, because then they're just doing all the right things. They can give you all 5 love languages and it still won't be enough for you because you hadn't gotten clear on what you actually want. You're just going with the flow of what society says you want. Oh, I want to be married. I want to be married. No, you don't really. You just want to be able to be free to do what you want, but you just want to have a committed partner. You know, like, so just be clear about what you really want. And it's okay to change your mind too. It's okay to, you know, explore both sides. It's okay to try something different, try something new, but be clear on it. Don't just not do anything, not change, not try, and then get mad when someone can't meet you at that level because you don't even know what you want. You're not even trying to make the effort. So you got to experiment. You got to try different things. You know, don't get so caught up in, you know, the same friends doing the same things, having the same experiences. Like, shake it up, because, you know, also when you like stay ready so you don't have to get ready and you're doing the things for you, not for somebody else, you're also teaching other people how to treat you. Like, you know, if you are used to keeping your nails done and you're waxed and ready to go, right? When that person comes along, they know, all right, she expects to keep her nails and stuff done, or she expects to get waxed, you know, so I'm gonna make sure I, you know, respect or appreciate that, you know, and not take that advantage. So you teach people how to treat you based on how you treat yourself. And you should do it for you, not because of somebody else. So do it before the person comes, so you're already prepared and ready to go. And then it's not like you're putting on for them. It doesn't come off as fake or insincere or come off as, like, in a sense, weak, because it's not for you. It's for somebody else. It's outside of you. And you're trying to make so-called that person happy when you're not even happy because you don't even know what you're doing it for.
Exactly. And honestly, I don't see how you will make someone else happy when you're not happy yourself. So if you're not happy yourself, you might just need time to yourself. Then circle back when you got yourself together.
Circle back. I heard somebody say something today on a podcast I was listening to. It said, if your money are right, you ain't got no business dating. You ain't got no business trying to get in a relationship. Because are you giving yourself fully to somebody, you know? Because eventually the money is going to cost, you know, trying to see each other consistently, you know, trying to, you know, have gifts, do things for each other. So
I will tell you this.
On you.
I got no business in nobody else's relationships, but what I will tell you is before I go getting into something, I want to make sure I'm good in all aspects. And then when I'm good, I want that person to help me build from where I am. Yes. You know, I think that's what it should be. Y'all come together and y'all are good. Okay. Yeah. Like, there, you know, but listen, everybody's relationship is different. Sometimes a person is down here. Sometimes this person is able to come down and help push them up, and then they build. I'm not saying anything's wrong with that, but what I want to do is I want to be good. I
Yeah.
want that person to be good. I
Yes.
want us to be good together. And then I want us to be great.
I don't want to fix you. And I don't want to be fixed by you because I don't have to owe you stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to have to owe you my life because you fixed me. You rescued me.
Right.
No, I need to figure this out for myself.
Mm-hmm.
And you
Mm-hmm.
need to make sure you do your shadow work and do your inner healing trauma because I'm not going to be raising nobody's son. Now,
It's a song about that, isn't it? It's
yes.
definitely a song about that.
Ain't Your Mama, J-Lo, Can't Raise a Man, K. Michelle, I think. There's a couple of anthems out there.
Yeah, it is. It is. And I listen.
But you know, some people have a savior complex. They like saving people because it gives them a sense of power and control.
I've tried the saving thing. It's very draining. So I
It
would prefer
is.
not to.
Because some people like staying in the victim energy. They really don't want to be saved. They just want the attention. They don't want to do any type of corrective change. You know, they just want to sit in that and see how much, kind of like the Munchausen syndrome, that same energy of like, oh my God, look how much look how much shit I'm taking. Oh my God, look how abused I'm getting. You know, oh my God, so many people are taking advantage of me. Oh my God, I'm such a good person. No, you just like being able to say that. And that's not cute. So we gotta save ourselves, y'all. Everybody don't want to be saved. Everybody don't want to elevate. Everybody don't want to go, and everybody ain't gonna tell you that either. They may try to pull you down, like how you said earlier, trying to get to the mountaintop. Make sure you're surrounding yourself with people that are elevating, that are exalting you, that are holding you accountable. You know, that are encouraging you along the way, and make sure you're giving that back to your people around you as well. Don't be selfish and consume all that love and energy, not give it back.
Gotta give it back. Gotta pay it
Got to.
forward. And that's one thing that I want to do, because I feel like so many people have poured into me and my life in terms of just support in all these different ways that I must, like, when I make it to where I gotta be, and even now on the way up, I still do what I can. I want to help people, you know, when people reach out to me for advice or anything, I try to take my time and help them. Sometimes I get busy and I might forget, but a lot of times I do try to take my time and help them. Because I know that there was somebody who played that role for me. It's so important. I feel like it should be a cycle. You get.
Yes, I literally had this experience yesterday. I went to an appointment I had, and the front desk receptionist and I were talking, and I had a moment where I got emotional about something personal, and she just immediately came around from behind the counter and embraced me, and we hugged, and I'm sitting there snotting and stuff, and we was talking it through, and you know, before I left, she was saying, you know, I went through I had my moment where I was emotional, and another woman helped me through it. So this is me helping you through it. Now you go help the next woman. I'm like, thank you. And I had just met her for the first time, but just hold the power of holding space, giving a listening ear, having compassion for someone can really change the trajectory of someone's day, how they process, you know, an ending, how they process the next step in their life. So yeah, just being there for somebody can just help people.
And be kind.
Be kind.
You never know what somebody's going through. They can show up with a smile. They
holding
can
it in.
Holding it in. And it all it takes is that to make somebody, react or kind of break down, because you never know what somebody's going through. And so I just can't go about my life being rude and nasty to people for no reason. Because we all of us are dealing with something, you know. So I always, just trying to be nice, you know, if even just simple stuff, walking down the street, see a person dressed nice, give them a compliment. You don't gotta know them. Little stuff like that make people's day. You never know, somebody could be having a bad day and your compliment could have just made them, you know, I've been in that space before where I said something nice to somebody and they're like, you just don't know how happy that made me today. Like
how I needed
that lifted my feelings.
Yeah, some people their love language is words of affirmations and just the power of the words. You know, samesies, I need a good job, okay? I just do. Unapologetically, you know? Unapologetically, you need what you need, y'all. How you love, that's what you need. That's what you need unapologetically. Don't apologize for how you need to be loved and appreciated.
And
but
you should be loved correctly.
And you need to be loved correctly. That's self-respect. Okay? Being loved correctly, that's self-respect. All right. Honor your needs, honor your intuition, honor your feelings. You know, you come first, you're a priority. You can't give what you don't have. You can't pour from an empty cup. So Miss Treasure, you dropped so many gems. Got it?
Well, that's why they call
Treasure
me treasure.
gems.
That's why they call me treasure. But
Treasure chest, hashtag treasure chest, okay? But no, I really enjoyed talking to you. We hit so many awesome topics today. You're beautiful to look at. You're amazing energy. Just great conversation going back and forth. Tell the people how we can find you, how we can support you.
yes, if you want to follow me on social media, feel free to do that. My name on Instagram is T Roberts TV.
Mm-hmm.
Again, that's T Roberts TV, and it's the same for my Twitter. It's T Roberts TV. So you can find me there.
Okay.
If you have any questions, DM me. If you have any story ideas, DM me.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hot topic.
definitely. Hot
Yeah.
topics.
Awesome. But yes, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in to the My Virgo Friend podcast. Also, add me on Instagram at CheChe Babe, CheChebab, as well as the My Virgo Friend podcast. Interact with me. Let me know how you're enjoying the podcast, what you want to hear, what you want to see. If there's anyone in particular you want to see on, let me know. Send them my information, whatever. Just continue to support. Thank you for your love. If you are able to, leave me a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts so more people can get exposed to the content. Also, check out the YouTube video. If you're listening on audio, check out the YouTube visual. Okay, get into it. Give us a like, share, and subscribe on my CheChe Babe channel. And again, Miss Treasure Roberts, thank you for your time and your love and your wisdom. Cheers to you.
Thank you for having me and sharing this platform.
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am. And you guys, happy full moon, happy lunar eclipse. The energies are still lingering, so make sure you're releasing, okay? Also, happy Memorial Weekend and love to all of the fallen soldiers. I believe that's Memorial Weekend, right? The fallen. So, shout out and love to all the fallen military. Thank you for your service. Love to the families. And I hope y'all have a safe and blessed weekend. We'll go with that. Thank you, Miss Treasure.
Bye.